Hey everyone, it's Sarah. I have a kill a kit video here for you. I have killed the Studio Calico Valley High kit, which was from July of 2013. And I ended up getting 5 layouts. I'm counting, I have a double page one, which is this first one I'm going to show you. So I'm counting that as 2, because technically it is 2 full pages. So I got 5 layouts out of it. And the reason was that it didn't have a ton of embellishments in it that I could really use for the pages I was going to make. So, and I'll show you why here in a second. But this was the first one that I did. This is the double page spread. And I had to go and get the white cardstock from my stash, because when you get kits, normally you only get 1 sheet of each color of cardstock. So I didn't have 2 white cardstocks, and I wanted it on white, so that's from my stash. But everything else is from, actually everything else is from the kit. I did not get into my stash for anything else. All the papers, actually this alphabet is from my stash, but this one was in the kit. All the papers are in the kit, the stamp is in the kit. I did do some misting, and you know, the mist didn't come in the kit, but all the papers and embellishments and everything are. So I have a process video for all of these pages, but just a little bit of background. This is some pictures that I found on my camera, because my children like to take my camera and take pictures of themselves. So this was Kaylin, and this was actually a screenshot I took, because these are all the pictures that she took. This is what I saw when I went through my camera roll on my phone. I was like, oh my gosh, she took like 500 pictures. So I put some kind of into a frame on my phone when I was scrolling through my camera roll, and I just did a screenshot of it so you can see a whole bunch of different ones that she took. She's upside down. That girl is crazy. So I just wanted to make sure I put that on a page because it was funny. And then this is Layla, who just, you know, half of her face. She put a filter in on this one. She knows how to put filters in. I swear, these children, they're smarter than me sometimes. So that is the selfie one. And this one is an 8.5 by 11 that I did for Kaylin's dance album. And I used this snowflake sequins, was actually in the kit. And I'll talk about the sequins in a second, but that's what gave me the idea to do this page with this kit. Not only because of the colors, you know, I like the teal and stuff, but, you know, it had the snowflakes, which is perfect because this picture was taken at a Christmas time little dance performance that they did. So it was perfect for that season. And this was my little silhouette cut here. Made that on my silhouette and just backed it with some cream cardstock and did my journaling there. And everything in here is from the kit except this flower here and this paper clip, and I think these 2 stickers were from just a random sticker sheet that I had on my desk. But the frame and all the papers and the sequins and the 2, all that is from the kit. This one is called We Are So Lucky. I'm losing my C here. I might have to reinforce that. This is about, we got to go to 2 different fairs this year because we lived in Tucson, went to the fair there in April, and then we moved to New Mexico, and we just went to the fair a couple weeks ago. So Kaylin had said we are so lucky while we were there, because she got to go to 2 different fairs in 1 year, which is, unless you're traveling around, it's a little bit rare. And pretty sure everything in here is from the kit, except for the sticker and the enamel dots and the badge that says Nido, but everything else is. I tried to stick to the kit as much as I could, especially for this one, since there wasn't a ton of stuff that was gonna work for what I needed, even though I got through most of the kit. But yeah, and these pictures, you know, this is from the Tucson one, this is from the Clovis one, and you know, they're both on the Ferris wheel in the same position, so I made sure I snapped pictures and used them. There's that. And this is my last one, and this one is I really challenged myself. I have seen a couple people that I follow on YouTube, both Nicole Jones 911 and Ashley Laura. When they get down to some of their scraps, they challenge themselves to use the scraps on the page, like just on a piece of cardstock. They'll use up the rest of the scraps. So I took a bunch of scraps that I had, you know, cut them into strips and lined them up. These two pictures were pretty big, so they ended up covering some of them, but you know, they're still under there. But I challenged myself to do that on this one, and I really like the way it turned out. The papers look really good together. And the starting off point for this one that gave me the idea to do this page was this strip right here, because it says not a fan right here. And that is what the page is about. She was not a fan of the hibachi grill. She did this, she cried, and then did this the whole time that they were cooking. So I thought it was funny. So I liked, you know, when I saw that, I said, oh, this would be a good page for me to do because this says not a fan. And I think underneath here there's a frowny face, which I had to end up covering up, but it was funny. So there is that one, and that's all the pages that I did with this kit. And here's what I have left over. I don't have any 12 by 12 papers or cardstock at all. This is all the cardstock I have left. And these are the pattern papers, lots of strips pretty much, and yep, just lots of strips in really pretty colors, so I'm sure I'll start using those up here soon. From this die cut pack, this basic grade die cut pack that had a bunch of frames and Polaroids and cameras and stuff, these are the only two that I have left. So I used almost that entire package. And these are the alphas that I have left. This big cork one here. I have quite a bit still. I love this alpha. It's a fun one. And I have this basic gray little mini alpha that I have quite a bit left still too. I love how many, you look at all those E's that are there. You can really get a lot of mileage out of these. And the stamp set, which I won't lie, it's not my favorite one. So I may put this in either my giveaway box, or I may start going through my stamps and seeing if maybe I might sell some, because I have a ton of stamps, but I don't stamp that often. So I'm considering maybe doing a little sale or something. I'll have to see. I'm still thinking about that. But this one's not my favorite, so I don't think I'm going to hold on to this one. And sequins. This kit came with a big, huge pack of just random sequins. I actually took some time in front of the television and I separated it all. You know, these are pink and silver snowflake, the ones that I used on the dance page. So these will be great for December daily, so I'll stick that with my Christmas stuff. This is red and green. I'll also put that in my December daily box. And then these are little stars. They're just paper stars in pink, orange, and yellow. And this also had circles and some oblong shapes almost, but I tossed those because I didn't really see myself using just circles. You know, if I'm going to use a circle, I'm going to use an enamel dot. So, but I did keep the stars because they're cute. So I'll put those with my stash, and then these will go with my December daily stuff to use for that. And that is all I have left of that. And my next kit is going to be Marks & Company, which is the August 2013 kit. And this one has a good amount of goodies. So I'm excited to use this one. And stitching, you're going to see some stitching coming up. I do enjoy hand stitching on my layouts. I haven't done that in a while, so I'm definitely excited to do that. And I picked a bunch of photos to go with this kit. Now I did a video on how I choose photos to go with kits, and I wanted to ask you guys if you want me to do that every time I start a new kit. Like, you know, I've picked these photos already. If you want, I can start saying, okay, here's the photos I picked, here's why, here's what it's going to go with, the way I did with my other one. Or if you really don't want to see that every time, then I won't bother doing it. I won't waste your time with that. But I wanted to get your opinion. If you're watching and you're watching my videos regularly and you'd like to see my thought process on that, I can definitely make the time to do that. Just let me know. If you don't care or I don't get much feedback, then, you know, I won't waste your time with it. but I wanted to ask you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on Marks & Company. Thanks a lot, and I will see you real soon. Bye.